Write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form that passes through the given points. We got 0, 4, and 3, -2. With these questions, we're just given 2 points, but we're not given slope. If we're going to write slope-intercept form, we need to calculate the slope first. If we think about the slope formula, I'll lower that down a little bit so I have some space. Let me just put it over here. Our slope formula says delta y over delta x. Delta y and delta x. Delta means change in, or how much did the value change from one order pair to the next. The y delta is on top and x delta is on bottom. So when we make our fraction, we need to keep that in track. Since the y's are on top, let me look at how the y numbers have changed. Here's my x's and y's here. So let's look at these y numbers here. From +4 down to -2. How much did that value change? Well, 4 dropping all the way down to -2 would be a value of -6, because we dropped -6 in value. Let's do the same thing, but for the x's. So starting with that same first order pair, here's x on both of these. From 0 to 3, what was our change? Well, we went up. We increased by 3. So I'm going to put that for my delta x. We should reduce our slope if necessary. We got -6 over 3. As a fraction, you could reduce -6 over 3, and that would simply just be, let me get a different color. Our slope would then be -2. We have our value for our slope. We're going to try to write this in slope-intercept form. The problem is we may or may not be given the intercept. They didn't say intercept. They just said, here's some points. So I would write this in transformation form first, because it doesn't matter what point you have. And then we'll clean it up to be slope-intercept form. So let's get our transformation form ready. Transformation style was like this. It does not matter which point you use for your HK. So this time it's a little bit spun around because we already labeled up our ordered pairs. We do have our slope, which is going to be the -2. I'm going to go ahead and put that in. And we still got to fill in x minus something plus something. Okay, it does not matter which order pair we use. Why don't we use the one that's got a 0? Because that might actually help us out and save us a little time. Zeros like to cancel out and disappear and things like that. Let's use that highlighted pair as our h and k values. H is going to be the 0. K is going to be the +4. Now, this is in transformation form. We're supposed to have this in slope-intercept form, which means no parentheses. We want this nice and cleaned up. Luckily for us, we have -0 right there, which we could kind of just ignore and make it disappear because -0 doesn't do anything. And that actually will help out a lot. I still have my -2. Since the 0 since the 0 is going to disappear, that means it's going to be just x in the parentheses. So why don't we just call this x plus 4? Oh, look at that. We got lucky. That one is in slope-intercept form, so we can actually stop right there. So definitely, if you have an ordered pair that has a 0 in it, pick that for your h and k values. This problem is finished.